Yes, it has actually. Yeah, they're coming out. That's one official. Wait, the last one. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome onto the pitch, please, your two teams, the Geordies, Hanwell Town, and your very own Gosport Borough. Well, actually, I kept that one short, so I thought my voice was going to go, so I thought to stop it there.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Gosport Radio. We are just about to kick off here at the AI Stadium where Gosport take on Hanwell in our penultimate, I think it's our penultimate home game anyway of the season. Yes, a lot to play for on the line today. Gosport look like they can guarantee safety today if results go our way and Gosport pick up 3 points. But that will be a big challenge for Borough as Hanwell, they have come off a very impressive 2-1 victory over league leaders Merthyr Town. Jeremy, a lot to play for on the line, Gosport in particular.
Yeah, good afternoon, James. Good afternoon, listeners. It's going to be crucial today. Gosport require 3 points and some other results to go their way this afternoon if they are to achieve safety in this division. By no means a given. Tough challenge here today. Hanwell absolutely bang 100% in form and have had some cracking results. It's not going to be easy.
Well, let's dive into team news. In the goal for Hanwell is number 1, Samuel Besson. That is also their skipper for today. 2, Joseph Wilson. 3, Daniel Carr. 4, Roberto Nditi. 5, Dwayne Duncan. 6, Harry Seabrook. 7, Taylor Miles. 8, Matthew McKenzie. 9, Elliot Benyon. 10, Ryan Cole. And 11, Cameron English. Your Gosport lineup today sees Adam Parks starting goal. 3 in your skipper, Rory Williams. 5, Joseph Morrison. 6, Charlie Vasmer. 7, Bradley Tarbach. 8, Ashley Yearwood. 9, Dan Wooden. 17, Namadine Nawar Shuku. 18, Harry Lee. 19, Dutchy Hollins. And 20, Cameron Murray. The two teams just getting in the middle. It's Rory Williams in the centre circle alongside goalkeeper Samuel Besant as the two teams. Looks like Gosport's going to be shooting from my right to left, vice versa for Hanwell. It's Hanwell in a light blue strip today. Sunny day though here at the AI Stadium. The crowd slowly flooding into the stadium. It looks like it's going to be a good attendance today. And Jeremy, you could imagine it with it in our penultimate game.
Yeah, I don't think it's as many as we'd hoped to have got because there's something of a crucial game a couple of miles away on the other side of Portsmouth Harbour as well. But certainly I still think we're up around the 700 mark here this afternoon. And like I said in my previous comments, it's a crucial one for Borough. They absolutely need to get something from it. But that is easier said than done when you've got a team that have come to Gosport that have beaten Merthyr Tydfil and one of only 3 teams to do it. They're in flying form and they won't fear us. So we need to pay them the respect they deserve, but nor should we fear them. It's a league that's consistent, proven that anyone can beat anyone. And Gosport need to pull it out of the bag today.
Jeremy, a lot of the Hanwell players are quite notable in this league. I'm going to go to their goalkeeper, Besant, been around a lot. His dad a goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, it's
The very
famous
first
as well.
goalkeeper who saved the, I think it was the first penalty save or something
in the FA Cup final. Yeah, Dave, his dad for Wimbledon in '88. Yes, I remember as a 10-year-old sitting down and watching that game, and actually admiring Dave Besant for guessing correctly and denying John Aldridge on that day. And I tell you what, his boy's not too bad either. I'd say he's pretty experienced now, and he's been around the non-league circuit, and he is a very, very decent goalkeeper.
Well, we are just waiting for the two teams to kick off. The referee taking his time with this one. He's just waiting for it to hit bang on 3 o'clock.
Well,
but he looked at his whistle, and now we are on the way here at the AEI Stadium as Gosport do take on Hanwell Town. Already an aerial duel between Charlie Vasman and Benyon just on the near side. Actually, you were scrapping for a ball, but Hanwell just doing there. Cameron Murray there inside his own half, scraping the ball forward. And the ball just pinballing between the two teams early on at the moment before Bradley Tarbart brung it down there, passing it into a Hanwell body, and Hanwell just recovering possession there on the far side through Daniel Carr. Daniel Carr with a through ball. It can only find Murray there. The ball has been lifted forward. Dan Wood in there trying to get on the end of the ball, but it's easily gathered there by Sam Besant, the Hanwell goalkeeper. Jeremy, what players in this Hanwell side are really the notable names other than the goalkeeper that we can look out for today?
Elliot Benyon, for one. He's hugely experienced and played for Wealdstone amongst others. Cameron English has certainly been around the block once or twice as well. I'll pick those two out as key players, but there's an experienced side no matter which way you look at it. So yeah, but they all work hard for each other, and their ground has been literally a fortress this year. Not too many teams have gone there and won. So it's a formidable challenge, but I think Gosport, if they can get their act together today, produce the performance we know they can produce, then there's no reason why we can't get something from this.
How much of a relief would it be if Gosport can secure a good 3 points today?
Massively, because then you've got to hope and Winchester and Frome and Tiverton all drop points. Because if that magic equation happens, then any relegation worries we may have will disappear.
It was Dan Wood in there just fighting for the ball on the halfway line. Hanwell passing back into keeper Besant. Dan Wooden still charging the goalkeeper down there, forcing him to play a pass into Harry Lee on the halfway line. Bradley Tarbart doing well, winning the ball for Borough. He passes it into Ashley. Now Namadine Shuku down this left-hand channel. He might have Roy Williams arriving on the overlap as the striker just holds it up well. Curling in the ball, it can't find Dan Wooden. Headed away there by Duncan. Gosport winning it back though with a high block. Ashley Yearwood trying to take it past Seabrook there, but in the end losing possession. Carr on the far side is going to chase it down. He does launch it out of play, so it will be a Gosport throw-in on the far side. Quickly taken as Cameron Murray lifts it over the head of Mackenzie there. Back in Gosport possession with Joe Morrison inside his own half. Now Rory Williams is skipper for Gosport today. He's got Namadine Nwashuk left of him. He did make the pass, but Namadi just was unable to control it there, Jeremy.
Yeah, Gosport started well. They've shown a lot of creativity in these first couple of minutes, and that's how you want them to continue. Really, they're looking for chances. They're probing at Hanwell and just having a little look-see. That's a positive start, and that's what you need to see continue.
The man who couldn't control the ball there, Namani Nwashuk, I think he's been exceptional since he has signed for Gosport. One of Danny Holland's first signings. He got a goal last week against Basingstoke, and he has really become a key man for this Gosport side.
Yeah, did he score last week? Was it
Basingstoke? Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
But anyway, it doesn't matter.
No, it was last. Yeah.
But he has been a key player since he's arrived, certainly, because what he's offered you is a physical presence up front, along with a bit of pace. He's already scored a couple of crucial goals, of course, not least against Paul Town in that game. And key player. And let's hope he has a good game today.
Well, Adam Parks has the goal kick here, which he's not really in too much of a hurry to take here. And Hanwell, like we were saying, they're definitely a team to watch out for. Beating Merthyr last week 2-1. One of the big names, Benyon, a very experienced forward in this league. Had a lot of spells in the EFL, more recently National League with Oxford City. A real prolific striker at this level, Jeremy.
Yes, indeed. I was distracted there because I thought all that football was headed straight for our window, and it wasn't. But anyway, Rory Williams just trying to tee up Yearwood here. Are you going to be tweeting, are you?
Yeah, just doing an early tweet.
Well, you see, for listeners just joining us, James takes breaks to do his social media duties. So in that case, I then step in. So Rory Williams on the left-hand side for Gosport, wearing that captain armband this afternoon. 0-0 if you are just joining us, 4 minutes played. And Gosport spreading play from left to right. They're just having a little look-see here. Down the right-hand side comes Tarbuck.
Ooh.
And the cross literally finds the safe hands of Besant there, James. I just wondered if you can jump back in. But,
Yeah, it was a tasty ball there in from
it was.
Tarbuck. Dan Wooding just unable to get on the end of it. Good keeping there from Besant. Looking at some of the scores in the Southern League, you have got some tasty clashes on show today. AFC Totton, they're at home to Tiverton. Bracknell, they're taking on Winchester. Chertsey versus Gloucester. Dorchester versus Walton and Hersham. Merthyr versus Poole, that game has been delayed. So we'll bring you live updates from that when that does kick off. Hanwell, they're obviously away to Gosport today, and Marlow, they're taking on Hungerford. A lot of big games in the Championship as well that we will talk about. Some of the big ones being from across the river, being Portsmouth.
Yeah, you've only got to look at a game that influences both ends, top and bottom, is at Merthyr Poole when it does get underway. Merthyr, not long before they seal the title, I think now, and Poole will be going there, I think, more in hope than expectation of getting something to try and stay up. If they do, then that will be a huge upset. But I fancy Merthyr to take the points there and take the next step towards the Championship.
Well, we'll try and get the league table up at full time, especially with all the results going in. At the moment, Poole Town, they're just above the relegation drop. Winchester, they've been sucked now into it. So not looking good for Craig Davis's side now.
No,
especially with their run of games coming up.
It's also very indicative of how tough this league is and how tight the league is. A few bad results and you're getting sucked down. A few good results and it propels you to within touching distance of the playoffs. It's nuts, really. You look at Hanwell, they're 8th place going into this game and not a million miles off the playoff places. Yet they're only 5 points ahead of us. I can't remember because Gosport have been back in the Southern Premier Division for nearly 8 or 9 years now. And I haven't seen one like this. It really is so open.
Oh, definitely. And I think this will be a showcase for it today. Gosport looking to try and guarantee safety today. And as Jeremy said there, Hanwell not too far away from the playoff zones. So far within the first 6 minutes here at the AI Stadium, hasn't really been any clear-cut chance. Gosport probably having the more favourable of the early 6 minutes. Sashi Yearwood plays a good flip back into Dan Woodin, but Woodin just couldn't get on the end of the pass. Duncan passing it on the near side into Wilson, and Wilson doing just enough there to win a throw-in off of a deflection from Namadina Warshuku. It's a Hanwell right back, just looking for pass to go for. He does pass it into Mackenzie. Mackenzie dispossessed there after getting pushed in the back there from Namadina Warshuku. But on the recovery is Cole. Cole looping the ball towards the back post. Looks like it's going to be charged down by Harry Lee, who lets it roll into the gloves of Adam Parks. Harry Lee, although, he's quite young, on loan from Brighton, I think he's shown a lot of maturity this season. He's one of the players that has really come along.
He's been a fantastic player this season, and I'll be sorry to see him go at the end of the year. But yeah, his performances have belied his age. Absolutely.
Within charging down a ball from Duncan, as Duncan forced the back pedal, he passes it into Carr, and Carr just passes him back into the defender there. But Duncan there with a pass. Wilson couldn't keep it in the near side. Williams has to do throwing into Ashley Yearwood. Ashley Yearwood just escaping the pressure there put on him by Benyon. So he passes back into Charlie Vasmer. Cameron Murray being dispossessed in the centre circle by Mackenzie. It was a bit of a risky one there from the Cam, but he got away with it. Cameron Murray quickly back up to his feet as he passes it into Dutchy Hollins. Hollins looking for a deep ball into Dan Woodin. Dan Wood can get on the end of it there. Smiles has to header it back into goalkeeper Besant.
I think the wind's having more of an impact out there than you realise. If you look at the bend on the ball sometimes when it's in the air, when the teams are trying crossfield passes, crosses, set pieces, the ball's all over the place. So I think that wind out in the middle is a lot stronger than it would appear to be.
Well, definitely. We had a taster of the wind not too long ago when we were doing an interview. Yeah. You will be able to watch that. I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks. It's for a bit of coursework, but it's going to look into pretty much all sides of non-league, from the women's side, the men's side. It is quite an interesting podcast, I'm going to say. So you have to look out for that. Any Gosport fans or even Hanwell fans, it may appeal to you. But yeah, it's definitely windy out there. As Gosport do try and get out of their half. Ashley Yearwood brings down for Bradley Tarbuck. The Gosport number 7, just having the ball run a little bit behind him, recovering well, passing back to Cameron Murray. As Cameron Murray passes back into Rory Williams. Williams taking his time. This experienced defender plays a lovely switch ball into Bradley Tarbuck. It's chased down by the former Havant Waterloo man. His ball is kicked away there by Seabrook. Harry Lee couldn't get on the end of that deflection there. It looks like it's going to fall quite far forward into English, just inside his own half. But Harry Lee picks it off with a winger there.
Mackenzie's down.
Charlie Vasmer.
Yeah,
that looks quite nasty.
He's been down and he doesn't look. He's not moving. The referee, I think, perhaps needs to look at stopping the game here because the player hasn't moved at all.
Well, the Hanwell management team not happy at all.
Put the ball out of play.
The referee has finally been for it.
Yeah, no.
I think
okay.
there's a lot of appeals there saying it did take way too long.
Yeah, I think so. Perhaps the message didn't get to all the Gosport players there, but the sporting thing to do has now happened to allow Mackenzie to have some attention. But I didn't see the incident. He went down off the ball, but
I thought he went off the ball, yeah.
Off the ball, but he's clearly landed very awkwardly here.
Yeah, that's something you do not want to see here at the AEI Stadium. Just gives both sets of teams though a chance to chat with their players.
Did he actually blow to stop the game? Or
the referee did blow to stop it.
Yeah,
but
he did. But
good 20 seconds, I want to say, at least
personally,
after
I think it should have happened
happened.
sooner than that. My mind turns back to the infamous Leeds Aston Villa game of a few years ago when you had this sort of situation and Leeds went on to score and all hell broke loose.
One of the classic games. Well, Christopher Moore there, the Hanwell gaffer, he did not look happy at all with that. Exasperated on the...
Well, it did happen. It's not as if it didn't happen, but potentially just a little bit too late.
Well, it gives me a little bit of time to look at some of the Southern League scores. 10 minutes into this one, we are at stoppage time. Yeah, no, you're having a little bit of a stretch on the halfway line. Pretty much all the scores currently goalless in the Southern League, other than Plymouth Parkway, who are leading 1-0 against Sholing. Plymouth Parkway, always a hard team to travel to.
Absolutely. Probably I think it's the toughest away trip in the division because of the sheer distance. If you think, use Hanwell as an example, they're northwest London and they've got to go all the way down to, they've got to go all the way back down to Plymouth and back. And it's worse if it's midweek.
Well, definitely. And I think that's why they've been so strong at home throughout the season. But equally,
I think they're doing this.
Yeah, I think it looks like they're doing this sub.
Yeah, I'd suggest that Hanwell are going to be making a change here. He doesn't look in a good way, Mackenzie. But we'll wait and see. But that's how it would appear to me.
You could only think, though, it's going to have to be a defensive sub. Looking at their bench, I'm just trying to
he's
work
on his
out.
feet, but he's going to have to go off the pitch on the far side. So it's just a question of what happens then. Does he get treated and come back, or are they going to make a change? We shall have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah, not a little bit more positive there from Mackenzie. At least we know he's walking.
He's on his feet, and that's good to see.
It looked like to me, though, he was holding his shoulder as well. So I'm not sure if he landed on his shoulder.
I don't know, James, but the referee's sorting out how the game restarts because, yeah, drop ball.
It's going to be...
and Gosport got the ball back with Kachuku, but over to you.
Oh, he's done well there. Eventually pulling a foul, though, after it was the Hanwell player who just went down there from the push in the back from Namadina Washiku.
No, they're playing with 10 at the moment, James Hanwell.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a change.
Yeah, I think there is
referee.
going to be a change coming. Or is he just going to come back on, which I hope is the case, because you don't like to see any player leave the field with an injury. So
I think he's coming back on.
Yeah, it does look like he's prepping to come back on.
I saw a thumbs up. Yeah, he's back on.
And great, that's good news. He's back on again.
Very good sign for Hanwell fans, definitely. But throw-in has been awarded on the near side after it was Roy Williams who hacked it out just by the Gosport dugout. It's going to be NDT running over to come and collect this throw-in here for Hanwell, the visitors. A lot of light blue bodies now in this Gosport half. What is NDT going to do here? He's got a few runners running toward him here, one of them being Seabrook, who does header it back to the defender. Gosport defending it well. Ashley Yearwood having his shirt pulled back. But a stretching Danny Hollins there, trying to take it away. And now Ashley Yearwood, he's sprinting for this ball. Can he beat Sam Besant to the ball? That is the question.
No,
He can't.
I don't think so.
A little bit optimistic.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think he saw that because as soon as he saw the ball had landed, he slowed down subconsciously. He knew he wasn't going to win the race. So save your energy.
No, you never know with the goalkeepers at this level. Never know if you can force a mistake. It's Dan Wooden this time chasing the ball down from the Mackenzie.
Really.
That was, yeah.
It certainly wasn't handball. That was baseball. Hit him full in the face.
But Dan Wooden still trying to snatch the ball from Mackenzie as it has gone all the way back into Besant in goal. The experienced Hanwell keeper just getting the ball outside his box before hooping it deep inside his Gosport half. Looks like it's going to fall to the head of Charlie Vasma, who just nods it forward. So headers it back into the Gosport half. Bradley Tarbot currently tussling up against Mackenzie, I want to say there on the far side. Mackenzie getting the better though and passing it back into Besant. 3 Gosport substitutes currently warming up. Finley Walsh-Smith, Jake and Alfie Stanley. I think that just shows how our squad depth is definitely improving once again, getting a lot more healthy again on the bench.
Yeah, well, let's watch this.
Noah Shuku striding down this left-hand channel. The referee pulling back.
Free kick.
I think Gosport can be happy with that there.
Yeah, I was just remembering our chat with Mark Summerhill before the game. He said Borough at full strength today, so that's good news.
Well, definitely, and I think you can see that throughout the whole first team and even the bench. One player who has stood out for me, though, in the last few games is Adam Pace.
Absolutely.
I was a little bit surprised not to see him
good
start
signing
again.
from Liam Dage there. Pace is an effective player, very effective player.
Well, returning back to the action, it's going to be Roy Williams taking this free kick on the near side. A lot of Gosport bodies now crowding this Hanwell box as Williams lifts his arm. It's a deep one. It can't find the head of any Gosport players. It's going to work to Tarbach on the edge of the D. So he passes back into Rory Williams. Williams looks up. He's going to deliver another deep ball. Can it work onto a Gosport player this time? Charlie Vasmer forces his way forward. And he's finally getting the back of the net. Charlie Vasmer getting on the end of that deep ball there from Roy Williams. That was brilliant there from Charlie Vasmer. And I think that's just testament to the saying, never let a chance die. Really just forced his way forward, bundling the ball in the back of the net. Besant couldn't get a hand onto it. It was poorly defended there by the Hanwell box. Brilliant though from Charlie Vasmer, showing attacking instincts. It's Gosport who take the lead here within the 16th minute mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Gosport scored in the 16th minute. The scorer number 6, Charlie Wasmer.
Well, Jeremy, I'm not a betting man, but I don't think many fans would have predicted Charlie Vasmer to be the first one to get on the goal sheet today.
No, but I'll tell you what, he does pop up with some important ones from time to time, and that could be a vital one.
Well, definitely. And what a way to get your first concrete chance of the game. I think Charlie, he did extremely well there, just forcing his way forward, forcing his way past Wilson, eventually bundling it in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was a scrappy goal, but who cares? They all count. And to be fair, how important could that be at the end of the afternoon? It's a great start, and you're going to tweet now, so I'll take the listeners through until you're ready to come back. So, 17 minutes played here. Gosport Borough 1, Hanwell Town 0. Opening goal of the game scored by Charlie Wasmer just a few moments ago. An important one for Borough because they need a win today, ideally, to push themselves over the line of safety in this division. Still not mathematically guaranteed at this point. Really, truly, a win would massively help, and then they need favours from other teams. But if they can achieve it today, that could be important. Now, Hanwell are looking to get back in this one straight away. Joe Wilson down the right-hand side, a cross coming in from the right-hand side. Wasmer now doing his duties at the other end. A hacked shot there for Hanwell, and Gosport will get it away temporarily, but not enough. Rory Williams' attempted clearance wasn't great. He'll be disappointed with that. It's gone in touch for a corner. So Hanwell immediately have an opportunity to get back into it. An immediate response, which Gosport clearly don't want. The corner will be from the right-hand side. And Gosport have to concentrate. You've had the euphoria of the goal. Now they need to keep their minds on the job at the other end. Can't quite see the corner taker due to a player in my way, but it will come from the right. I think it might be an outswinger towards that far post, I think. Let's find out. Here we go. It is indeed an outswing towards that far post. It's a bit of a scramble in there. Gosport try and get it away through Yearwood. Hanwell haven't got it away. Half-hearted appeals for a pen then, but there's no way because it was Cameron English who went to the floor. But there's a chance still alive for the visitors here. Gosport still can't get it away. A hacked clearance there from Wachukus. Doesn't do the job. In the ball comes back into the danger zone until Parks comfortably collects. But a little bit too nervy for Gosport's liking there. Having scored, they were then put under immediate pressure at the other end. And you all know that any team is most vulnerable when they've just scored a goal and then they're in that euphoria and that concentration lapse. And that is the best time to get straight back in it, chaps.
How nice would it be if Gosport could get a second now as well? It's Namadine Ouashu fighting for a ball in just near the left corner flag. But yeah, well shielded there from the Hanwell defenders. It was both Wilson and NDT there shielding the left winger, making sure he couldn't get a ball into the box. But yeah, I thought it showed great attacking instincts there, Charlie Vasmer. Just good resilience as well in order to get onto the end of the ball.
Absolutely. And he is a physical asset to have for attacking set pieces in the opposition penalty area. Charlie's a good man to have up there, and so is Joe Morrison. Fair play, and Gosport lead.
Yeah, good things to see. Just nearly 20 minutes played here at the AI Stadium. Namadina Washiku trying to scrape a ball forward, but a deflection there from Benyon takes it out just on the near side. It's going to be Rory Williams, the Gosport skipper, taking his throw. Wonder if there's been any score changes in the championship. A big shock in the early kickoff. Plymouth Argyle have beaten Sheffield United 2-1. Who knows? Plymouth Argyle, a very late recovery maybe in their hopes to stay in the championship, but a big blow for Sheffield United. You do have to feel in another big game which could be detrimental in the relegation battle. Cardiff are currently goalless to Stoke as Adam Parks just gathering the ball inside his own box. Back to some of the scores in the championship. I'm trying to look out for that Pompey game.
I think
it is still
0-0.
goalless at Derby.
I think that just shows you how important that is for Portsmouth now with Plymouth winning. Because Pompey are still perilously close to the relegation zone. Lost in the week. A couple of my work colleagues went up to Coventry on Wednesday night and had the sucker punch of a 94th minute win for Coventry. It just shows you they need it today. They need a win.
It was an excellent goal, and unfortunately for Pompey, they were defending for the loss the whole game, just until that final blow that hit them. Hopefully it won't be the same today. Namadina Washiku, though, getting the better of NDT on this left-hand channel, looking to loop in a ball. It was one of those cross-come shots. Besant had to get down to his right to make the save. It was one of those that could have quite easily crept in there, Jeremy.
Yeah, it looked a little wind assisted for my money, but yeah, it was going to creep inside that top left-hand corner if Sam Besant hadn't read it correctly, but he was always going to.
Almost similar to Tonali's goal for Newcastle not too long ago, where he was just on the byline, somehow curled it in. I think it was against Nottingham Forest, but I don't know how it crept in the end. Great goal. So for any viewers, you have to go watch that. But very similar to that one as Besant rolls it out into NDT, still Ashley Yearwood and Dan Wooden chasing down these balls. And this is something new as well. It looks like the Gosport players, at least our front three players, are chasing down all these balls, whereas they've been hesitant to do that in the past.
They've got to be hungry. They've got to work hard or the results don't happen. It's as simple as that. Some of the performances we've had at home this year have been very, very below par. So you're now at a stage where Gosport have 4 points from their last.
Oh, there's a fight going on between Bradley Tarbuck and Carr. On the far side, it's getting a little bit nasty. Joe Morrison and now all the players getting involved. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few cards put out there. I'm not sure who the aggressor was there, but it was between Bradley Tarbuck and their number 3, which is Daniel Carr.
What started all that? I didn't see. It's just...
Well, it was off the ball. I don't get what could have caused that. Maybe a few words said to each other.
I have no idea, but the referee's got some work to do now.
Back under control, right?
It looks like it's just going to be a yellow card. I'm not sure if it's going to be a warning or yellows, but you'd have to think so.
I think so. Yeah. It's only right and proper. Both had each other by the shirts around the neck. So I imagine they will both. And they are both
given yellows. A little bit silly there from both players.
Daft.
It would be interesting to see what ignited that there, though.
Yeah, I didn't see.
That'll be one for the highlight.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Said that, though, what it does mean is that both are going to be walking on eggshells for the rest of the game now.
Well, you would have to think that's more detrimental there to the Hanwell player, being a more defensive player than Tarbuck.
Yeah, but Tarbuck's an influential player for Gosport going forward, so it swings both ways, really. Anyway, it's done.
Well, the drop ball has been taken. Hanwell launching it deep inside the Gosport half. It's been worked down the left-hand channel. Corley defended there from the young Gosport defender, which is Harry Lee, as it has gone out for a throw just on the far side. Looks like it's going to be Miles, I want to say, taking this throw. Lots of sky blue bodies floating forward. The throw was passed to Mackenzie, and the ball has been worked into Benyon there. Benyon couldn't get a great connection with the ball heading wide there. Would he be a bit annoyed with that chance there, Jeremy? Could he have done better?
It was half a chance, I think. Difficult chance for him.
Looked like it was just a little bit too far behind him.
Yeah, and he sort of had to twist round. So he would have done very well to get that on target. So I'd say that wasn't even a half chance. I'd say that was a real glimmer of an opportunity.
Well, Charlie Vasman now restoring this Gosport possession. Just on the edge of his own box, pondering where to pass it as Cameron Murray looks to just arrived near him. Instead, he passes it into the now carded Tarbach, back into Vasma. Gosport trying to play it out from the back here as Harry Lee has it in the right-hand channel, playing a good pass into Asher Yearwood. A little bit of a heavy hit one. It hit the back heel there of Asher Yearwood. Seeing it return back into Hanwell possession.
Really well
But
done.
Bradley Tarbach wins it in the mid-block. Now Cameron Murray marching forward. He plays a hard pass into Namadina Washuku. Very hard hit, which doesn't see the left winger get on the end of the pass. Just a little bit rushed there from Cameron Murray when he had a lot of time there.
It's disappointing because the interception and tackle to start with was amazing. And then Gosport broke out of defence. And I reckon they could have caught Hanwell really unawares. But unfortunately, the pass too long. But the idea was there, and it's really positive to see.
And DT with a throw in. It's won by Dutchy Hollins, but the referee has blown for a foul on Benyon there, saying Dutchy was just a little bit too rough on the Hanwell striker there, as it has been awarded for a Hanwell free kick.
What are you two up to?
It will be taken here by Duncan, the Hanwell number 5, just on the near side, midway inside their own half, as the ball has gone into Miles. Miles flicks it over. It's gone into their number 11, which is English. Hanwell in the midfield area trying to loop a ball there into Benyon, but it has gone to Mackenzie. Mackenzie trying to head it back into Hanwell possession, as it is Carr on the far side, trying to escape past Harry Lee there, doing well enough to pass it back into Seabrook. Seabrook back into Carr.
So he's marking their number 2.
And now Hanwell really starting to come forward menacingly. It's Cole on the ball as he passes it out wide. The ball has been looped in towards the near post, headed away there by Joe Morrison. And Dan Woodin trying to win back Gosport possession on the halfway line. But in the end, it was well controlled there by Miles, who does do a high ball inside the Gosport box, headed away there from Gosport. And now Dan Woodin was brought down there from a push in the back from Duncan. The referee has awarded it. Gosport free kick. Quickly taken there by Roy Williams. And it's a diagonal ball across into Bradley Tarbach in acres of space. Now he has a lot more blue bodies surrounding him, but Tarbach's going to go for a cross. Can't find any yellow bodies on the end of it. Before eventually a ball has been launched out of play there by Miles. Quickly taken there by Bradley Tarbach. They're thrown into Harry Lee. Harry Lee now midway inside Hanwell's half as he has to pass back into Charlie Vasma. It's now gone all the way back into Adam Parks, who is miles outside his box. Needs to be a little careful here as he passes it into Joe Morrison. Joe Morrison looking up, going for another long ball, and this one is going to run out of play.
Bracknell 1-0 up against Winchester, James. So that's going to put Winchester in all sorts of bother if that stays the same. All other games relevant to us are goalless. Tottenham, Tiverton 0-0, Chertsey, Gloucester 0-0, Dorchester, Walton 0-0, Merthyr and Poole 0-0, but that's only been playing for about a quarter of an hour because of the late kickoff. We know about Plymouth 1-0 Sholing, don't we?
Yep.
Frome goalless, Taunton goalless, and Wimborne are goalless.
Well, 27 minutes played here at the AEI Stadium. It is Gosport who do lead in this one, courtesy of a goal from Charlie Vasma, who did bundle it in from close range, from a good ball in from Roy Williams, I want to say, who do the cross. And to be fair, Jeremy, I think 1-0 is probably a fair representative of the scoreline so far.
Yes, I do, because Gosport took the chance. I don't feel that Hanwell have really got started yet. I still think that they're stuck in second gear, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to be. So Gosport, I think, now have an opportunity to make a little bit more of a cushion for themselves if they can find a second. Because I suspect the longer it goes, the more likely Hanwell are start to string passes together. And they've just got a free kick, and that's a nasty looking clash there.
I was going to say it was a very high challenge there from Charlie Vasmo. I think it was in on Benyon there.
Charlie from Gosport's side, I know that, didn't
Yeah, but you could see the studs were up there. It was a little reckless there. Once again, the Hanwell manager not too happy on the near side. Charlie Vasmo injuring himself with that challenge. The Hanwell manager just putting his arms in the air. Gosport fans not too happy with that. But it did look a little reckless there, in all fairness, from Charlie Vasma, the goal scorer.
Yeah, he won't be proud of that one, I'm afraid. Little clumsy, a little late. And if the referee did decide to discipline him for that, I don't think he could have any complaints. But he appears to have got away with that. But yes, it won't be his best challenge, that's for sure. Perhaps still on a high from scoring, I don't know. But yeah, maybe not one of his better ones.
But now, as a result of that challenge, Hanwell do have a free kick, probably around 10 yards, I would say, inside this Gosport half. It looks like it's going to be Miles taking this set piece. Can they make anything of it, though? It will be, looks like, just before the half-hour mark, so not a bad time to score at all.
No, it would be an ideal time, but Gosport obviously don't want that.
Miles delivers the ball, but a foul on Ashley Yearwood inside his own D after he was brought down there by Duncan. Does see the referee blow up for a Gosport foul. Good for Gosport, but once again, stupidity from the Hanwell defender.
I actually think that Yearwood drew the foul there. And that's a polite way of putting it. But,
well, to be fair, he is smiling
but
down
Gosport
there.
will take it all day long because that was a really good opportunity for Hanwell to put Borough under pressure. But yeah, Wasmer's waiting to come back on. And once the ball's in the air and moving, hopefully the referee will allow him to do so. Yeah, there we go.
Adam Parks with that set piece as he looks to drill it into Namadine Awashuku. It has somehow worked onto him just by the left corner flag. He delivers the ball into Dan Wooden, and Dan Wooden finds the back of the net, scoring it past Bezant. That's a great finish there from the Gosport number 9. 2 goals in his last 2 games now, Dan Wooden.
31.
So in good play. But that was a great cross there from Namadine Awashuku. Did well to keep it in the left-hand channel. Drilling the ball into Dan Wooden. Dan Wooden drilled it in. Gosport 2, Hanwell 0.
Yeah. Okay.
Just Dan Wooden doing Wooden things, I suppose.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Gosport Borough coming in the 31st minute. The scorer, number 9, Dan Wooden.
Jeremy, I'm not sure what was better there, the cross or the finish from Wooden.
Both.
Because let's start with the cross first. That was exceptional, that ball into the middle. I thought he did well to even keep it inside Gosport possession, but that cross, sumptuous.
Sublime, and the finish even better. But that was the experience of the player. Dan Wooden and Gosport now on the move again. So James is tweeting. Now they're charging down the right-hand side with Tarbuck. Ball's coming in, cut out impressively and crucially by Hanwell there. That will go for the corner, but Gosport searching and threatening a third. And all of a sudden, Gosport have gone up through the gears here. Gosport Borough 2, Hanwell Town 0 after 33, if you have just joined us. Gosport have the corner, which is going to be taken by Ashley Yearwood in from the right-hand side. But that was a brilliant move and a crucial defensive block. I think it was by Taylor Miles, I think, if I'm not mistaken, for Hanwell, who got the crucial block in. Here comes the corner, outswinger towards the edge of the penalty area. Wasmer guides it back in, but it's going away from goal here. Wachuku picks it up, still Gosport possession, tries the back heel, doesn't work, but he manages to try again, gets the ball back at his feet, but he's running out of ideas, he's running out of space, and Hanwell will get it away. And Cameron Murray retrieves possession, drops it back to Rory Williams. Gosport still with the ball, although they have been pushed back about 30 yards towards the centre circle. Harry Lee with a deep-looking cross, but the keeper will find that fairly straightforward stuff. So Gosport now lead by 2-0 against Hanwell. They're doing their bit. They're now hoping that results elsewhere go their way. Really, I know Poole are 0-0 at Merthyr at the moment and Tiverton 0-0 at Totton, but in an ideal world, if those teams were to fall to defeats today and this stays the same, then that would most certainly do the job and ensure Southern Premier Division football for another season here at the AEI. Hanwell coming down the left-hand side. They now have a little bit of a mountain to climb. Cross comes in from the right-hand side, from the left-hand side, and that's easy for Adam Parks to collect. So James is almost back with us, and Parks taking his time with this. And back to you.
Yeah, well, Gosport leading 2 goals now here at the AEI Stadium. 2 excellently taken goals, I must say as well. Adam Parks just having a chance here to get out of this Gosport half, try and reduce any chance of Hanwell getting back into this game. And if we can keep a clean sheet as well on this one, Jeremy, I don't want to jinx anything just yet, but so far it's turning out to be the perfect first half for Gosport.
It's not been a bad first half hour, but I've long since maintained that 2-0 is a very dangerous scoreline. So Gosport now must concentrate more than ever before, because 2-0 can be turned around fairly easily if the momentum shifts. So Gosport, that was a lumpy challenge there from Dutchy Holland on number 2, Joe Wilson, but he got the ball, but the player felt that, I'm sure.
I reckon the viewers could have heard that from up here. It was Wilson who, I think he might have gone into the advertising ball, but Harry Lee striding forward with that exceptional pace he does have, but he does run into trouble, running into Miles, who does launch it back deep inside their own half, but one back there by Bradley Tarbot, but Mackenzie comes charging in, laying a through ball into English. English is going to chase it down, edge of the box. He goes for a shot. It's just wide. I'm not sure if it took a deflection there from Adam Parks or if it was just a shot there. It looked like it dragged just wide at the post.
I tell you what, didn't it take a wicked bounce off the pitch?
Yeah.
So either hit a bobble on the pitch or. But the referee
I think it must have been a bobble then.
Well, because the referee was in no doubt that it was a goal kick, so clearly it didn't clip a Gosport Borough player. But what a chance that was for Cameron English and for Handwell, and he didn't take it. But if that had gone in, then instantly, the complexion of the game changes.
And you have to wonder if there was like a little dip inside the grass there, whether that did have an impact on the shot going in or not. Gosport won't be complaining about that though at all. A great chance for Hanwell to get back into this game. Joe Morrison inside his own half, passes back into Rory Williams, the Gosport skipper. Williams with a square pass into Harry Lee there. Harry Lee taking his time, passing it into Cameron Murray just beside him. Now Harry Lee on the ball. He's got a lot of sky blue bodies in front of him as he has to pass back into Charlie Vasmer, the goal scorer for Gosport. Producing another good ball into Dan Wooden. Dan Wooden cushions it for Tarbot to chip forward into Ashley Yearwood. Yearwood's chasing this ball down. He gets the better of Duncan. Can Ashley Yearwood take it past the defender? But Duncan on the floor doing exceptionally well to get it away. Really good defending there from Duncan.
That was exceptional defending from Duncan. Fair play to the lad for that.
Well, it leads back to that word there, resilience. Ashley Yearwood, just unlucky, not able to get on the end of it, but you do have to say kudos where kudos is due. Brilliant work there from the defender. It's Joey Morrison, as it was Roy Williams. Williams into Noir Shuku on the halfway line. Noir Shuku playing a through ball. Can Dan Wooden get on the end of it? The offside flag has gone up though. It did look he made his run a little too early there, Dan Wooden. You just have to wonder, could he have timed that a little bit better there?
If he had, he'd have been on. But yeah, he didn't quite read it right. But I tell you what. But if he had have made the most of it, 3-0 with 9 minutes of the first half left, you're almost in dreamland, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
If he had have achieved that, but 2-0 is a commanding scoreline. Make no mistake.
Well, Jeremy, imagine we saw this throughout the whole season as opposed to just today. I think we would be in a very different position. It's just annoying we haven't seen more of this football free-flowing.
Yes, it's disappointing, when you look back at particularly the second half of the season since the managerial change. There have been some poor performances, but Gosport have just picked up the points here and there just to keep them nosing away from the wrong area. But they can see the clear daylight. If they can hang on to this and the other results go their way, then go home tonight and actually breathe easy.
With the win last week against Spades and Stoke, with the mighty 3 points they did secure last week, it did take them a fair bit away from the relegation zone. 7 points then. Do you think that's reduced a lot of weight off their shoulders and that's why they're maybe playing so free-flowing today? Yes,
because Paul beating Marlow at home. Now, if Gosport hadn't won that last week, then the gap would have only been 4 points. And
Harry Lee with a ball in towards the near post. Kicked away there by Seabrook. Harry Lee on the far side trying to keep it in play there. But returning back, it's been a very bright start here from Gosport within the 38 minutes that have been played here at the AEI Stadium. It is Gosport that do lead 2-0. Charlie Vasman with the first goal, Dan Wooden with the second. Stutchy Hollins has the ball inside the centre circle, passes left into Rory Williams. Williams in ball into Ashley Yearwood. Tarbuck once again trying to play that forward ball into Dan Wooden. Dan Wooden seeing the ball late. Was cleared away, but Gosport winning back the possession instantly. We're playing a lot higher as well that I've noticed today, Jeremy.
Yeah, there's been a tweak in tactics, isn't there? And so far to this point, it's worked exceptionally well. We've only got 7 minutes of the half left. It's been a really good performance. Certainly the best I've seen at the AI this season. Well, this half of the season.
Well, Rory Williams with a ball there. It couldn't work onto any Gosport players as it does look to be counted here by Hanwell. As it is striker Benyon on the halfway line. He is surrounded by Joe Morrison and Noir Shuku and Tarbuck putting heavy pressure on Wilson. But Wilson just escaping pressure there. So he passes back into Carr.
Cheers,
forward
Tom.
into Miles. Miles in this left-hand channel. He's got a lot of room to press at this Gosport defence. Harry Lee up against the attacker there. as Miles there has to pass back into Carr. But once again, Bradley Tarbuck wins it midway inside his own half, passes it into Dutchy Hollins. Hollins taking his time before passing sideways into Cameron Murray. Now Harry Lee passing back into Harry Lee. And Jeremy, that's another thing I've got to point out as well. Must have been the 5th or 6th time I've seen Bradley Tarbuck win the ball in that mid block inside his own half.
Yeah, I think you see again, he's dropped back looking for the ball over that far side. It's gone past him this time, but yeah, here we go.
Ashley Ewer coming down the right, looking to cut inside. He passes it into Dan Wooden. Dan Wooden turns, passes it into Namadina Washuku just outside the Hanwell box. He has calls for a shoot, but in the end, he does take a shot. It deflects into Harry Lee, and Cameron Murray just outside the centre circle inside this Hanwell half. He passes left into Dutchy Hollins. Hollins left of centre into Nawashiku. Nawashiku just on the touchline, looking to get past Wilson, in which he does. He passes back into Hollins. Hollins is going to deliver across it, finds the head of Dan Wooden. Oh, Tarbuck takes it down nicely, slicing just wide of the right post. Wooden cushioned it perfectly there for Tarbuck. Tarbuck with a little bit of a snatch volley, but it wasn't that far away from going into that bottom right corner.
No, it really wasn't. It was a good effort on the half volley and just swerved away from that far post. And I'll tell you what, if that had gone in, that would have been one of the goals of the season we've seen here. And that would have given Gosport a really impressive half-time lead, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
With just about 4 minutes of the half left. And if you are just joining us, it's 41 minutes on the clock. Gosport Borough 2, Hanwell Town 0. And Besant with a goal kick for the Geordies, the away side this afternoon, travels down the middle of the pitch. On the right-hand side, you've got Joe Wilson, still has it, despite Rory Williams trying to hold him off. Ryan Cole now is blocked there by Danny Hollins. Now, Hanwell looking for a way, are hoping to find a way, and Charlie Westmer draws the foul. I think that might have been Benyon. But Gosport have a free kick, and some debate here between Morrison and the referee. I don't know why. Didn't see any real reason for that. But anyway, Gosport get the action back underway. Parks playing it short to Williams on this left-hand side. Rory, the skipper this afternoon, decides to cut inside to Morrison, who is immediately pressed there by Elliot Benyon and has put Gosport under needless pressure, really. That should have gone a bit longer, I think. And Hanwell are just starting to find their feet and starting to exert some pressure as we go into the last 3 minutes of the first half here at the AEI. We'll have a good chance to assess the situation elsewhere. A race down the right-hand side from Joe Wilson for Hanwell. Cuts it inside to Ryan Cole. Ryan Cole, the shot's deflected and has gone out. Now, the referee has given a goal kick, but I must say, I think that went off a defender for it should have been a corner. I think that should have been a corner to Hanwell, to be fair. But that is a little bit of luck, a little bit of a win for Gosport, really. They got away with that.
Well, it was Ryan Cole who came very close, just shooting just a little bit wide of the left post. I think Adam Parks, he was certainly beaten there.
There was no way he was getting to that. I think the deflection actually took it away from goal, if I'm not mistaken.
Once again, maybe it's a divot in that goal mouth. It would be interesting to see when we do go on there, hopefully, at the end of the game, if Gosport do go on to win it, what it's like down there. On the near side, Cole delivers a deep ball. It's currently being battled between Charlie Vasmer and I want to say English there.
Yeah, there was some pushing and pulling between the two players, but Charlie Vasmer's used to those types of battles. Came out on top.
On the near side, Wilson takes the throw and is flicked into Miles. Now it's NDT striding forward. He's right at the penalty box, but is gathered by Danny Hollins. Flicked towards, I want to say Gosport direct a bit there. By the end, it has rolled out for a Hanwell thrown. Quickly taken here once again by NDT. But it's being collected there by Roy Williams just by the left corner flag. He keeps it in play, doing very well there, passing it to Noel Shuku before the left back does eventually clear it out of play. So it will go out for another Hanwell thrown deep inside this Gosport half. Well, I'm going to say more or less just the 1 minute left to play of normal time.
We'll be waiting to see how much added time comes on. We have had the injury to Matt McKenzie of Hanwell, which ran to about 3 minutes, and we had the bust up over the far side. So I think we're probably looking at about 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, let's see what Gosport can do within the next 4 or 5 minutes. Hopefully can keep Hanwell out, as NDT does do another throw-in. It looked like McKenzie got onto the end of that throw. but very hard to see here from the press box what's going on just by the right-hand channel for Hanwell. So Gosport winning that throw-in. I want to say it's Roy who looks like he's going to be taking the throw-in.
Rory Williams.
Williams chucking it into Danny Hollins, but Hollins losing it to English there on the near side. Cole looks like he's going to deliver across, but it's been hacked away there by Charlie Vasmer, high into the sky and out of play.
Right, we're in literally the last handful of seconds of normal time. So haven't seen a board yet as to how much stoppage time there will be. But I think we're looking at 4 to 5 minutes.
Well, Gosport resolutely defending against these throws that have been taken. Miles on the edge of the box, going for a shot. Once again, not too far away from the right post. Probably, I would say, a foot away. But once again, Adam Parks, he was rooted to the spot.
Yeah, ferocious shot, always going wide. So Gosport weren't in too much danger there, but he had a little too much space. Now we're getting. I think is that a 4?
Looks like a 4.
3
minutes added on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has indicated there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time. 3 minutes.
Well, that's a little bit of a shocker.
Yeah, I thought there'd be more than that.
Well, Nawashuku once again down this left-hand channel. I thought
think
he
that might
went
be,
out of play.
I think that might be a goal kick anyway.
Yeah, the referee has agreed.
Yeah, okay. And we've already played the thick end of a minute of those 3. So 2 minutes of this first half left to run then, James. And you back?
Yeah.
You are.
Well, I must say, I think Liam Daish will be very happy with how this first half has panned out.
I would be.
A clean sheet so far in the first half, as it stands. Gosport leading by those 2 goals to 0. It does look like, as if the moment, I think results in the Southern League are going our way. So will safety be guaranteed today? That is the question.
Well, I'll tell you what. Tiverton have scored at Tottenham.
Wow.
Hello.
Well, I don't think you would expect that, would you?
No.
Another big blow for the Stags.
But Merthyr have scored against Poole, though. So that is going our way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to think, AFC Tottenham, could they end up doing a Gosport if they don't get the home leg in the semi-finals, finals? We always know that's a big blow.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going to have a look at some permutations. But what that means at the moment, Tiverton on 43, Poole on 40, Winchester stuck on 39 and Frome on 38 because they're 0-0 at Swindon. So, yeah, Gosport still not quite there because they would currently be on 50 points. Actually, I think they probably would be. Poole stuck on 40, Winchester 39, Frome 38. Yeah, this sequence of results would see us safe. Yeah.
Gosport looking for a quick attack as Adam Parks bowled it forward into Tarbuck. Tarbuck striding down this right-hand channel. He's looking to deliver across. He does deliver that cross into Dan Wooden at the back stick. Just a little bit too with a half shangle. Did end up dicing it wide. Once again, good work from Tarbuck on the far side, though. Doing well to deliver that cross. Just a little bit of a fraction late there, Dan Wooden.
Yeah.
With a tough angle as well.
Gosport playing some impressive stuff here. And that should be that, pretty much. As soon as the play restarts, that'll be the end of the first half. And then we get a chance to assess the situation properly. And it'll be some interesting conversations downstairs in those dressing rooms, I think.
What do you think we'll see from Hanwell in this second half?
They're going to come out all guns blazing.
Well, that is the half-time whistle here at the AEI Stadium. So it is Gosport who do lead by those 2 goals to 0. Charlie Vasmer, he got the first goal on the 16th minute when he bundled in a ball from close range, which did come from a Roy Williams cross. And then not too long after that, Gosport did make it 2. It was Dan Wooden who got on the end of Namadi Nawashuku's cross at the near post, slicing past Spence in goal to give Gosport that cushion of a lead. So Gosport there will be very happy with how that first half panned out as they lead 2 goals at the break. Looking at some of the scores in the Southern League, a lot of half-time whistles are going on. Half-time at AFC Tottenham versus Tiverton, as we did just allude to, Tiverton are leading 1-0 against AFC Tottenham. Bracknell, they're 1-0 up against Winchester, so a big blow in Winchester's hopes to stay in the Southern League. Chertsey are goalless to Gloucester. Dorchester also goalless to Wilton and Hersham in another big game which could decide who gets the playoffs. Half-time obviously here at the AEI Stadium, as Gosport lead 2 goals to 0. Marlow goalless to Hungerford. Merthyr leading Poole by 1 goal to 0. Plymouth Parkway leading Sholing by that goal to 0. It has finished half-time. Swindon are goalless to Frome. Taunton also goalless to Havant and Waterlooville. Havant and Waterlooville really need to capitalise on those points today. Wimborne also goalless to Basingstoke. In the championship action today, let's see what's going on there. In the early kickoffs, Leeds have beaten Preston by those 2-1. And Plymouth, 2 late goals in the 81st and 88th minute. One coming from Ryan Hardy, rescuing a huge 3 points against Sheffield United. You do have to wonder what the ramifications of that will be for the race at the bottom of the championship. As finished half-time at Cardiff versus Stoke, it's goalless there. Luton also goalless to Blackburn. 2 big games in the relegation battle. Millwall goalless to Middlesbrough and Pompey at Fratton Park are goalless to Derby. QPR 1-1 against Bristol City. Sheffield Wednesday also goalless to Oxford United. Sunderland goalless to Swansea. And West Brom leading Watford by that 1-0. We'll be back for more second half coverage in the second half, so don't go anywhere. Get your drinks ready for what is sure to be an action-packed second half. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to second half commentary, where Gosport do lead 2-0 at the break, courtesy of goals from Charlie Vasmer and Dan Wooden. It was more or less a perfect first half for Gosport, resolutely defending, and those 2 goals, they were the 2 more or less cherries on the cake, I would say. Charlie Vasmer with the first goal on the 16th minute, bundling in from close range to give Gosport that 1-goal lead. And then not too long before the break, it was Dan Wooden who did score for Gosport. Namadi Nawashuku doing well to keep in play just near the left corner flag before whipping in a deep ball, which did find Dan Wooden, who buried home for Gosport to cushion Gosport's lead. It does look like Hanwell will be making 3 changes at the break.
And the one more.
We'll get those subs for you in a minute.
10. That's it. So 9, 10 off, 15 and 17 on. Can we confirm?
Yes.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Hanwell Town making a double substitution to start the second half. Players coming on, number 15, Alfie Pendlebury, and number 17, Callum Woodcock, replacing number 9, Elliot Benyon, and number 10, Ron Cobb.
Right, okay.
Well, just 2 substitutions in the end made at the break.
I missed one.
Right.
It's Woodcock replacing Winecoat.
Okay, so I've done 2. You've done 2, yeah?
Substitutions here.
They've only done 2.
It did look like there was only 2 substitutions that did come on. So it is Pendlebury and Woodcock both on. So 2 strikers replacing 2 strikers. I have to say I'm a little bit shocked at that substitution, especially bringing off Ryan Cole, who I thought has been lively within first half. Also Elliot Benyon, who's a renowned goal scorer at this level.
14. Okay.
14's
Yeah,
on
can you get the
in this
other
left-hand
one,
channel.
please?
That is Joseph Waite in the left-hand channel, passing back into Miles.
I think it's for
Back
Mackenzie.
into Waite. Now Carr on the ball. He loops in a ball in towards the near post, and that's a fantastic save from Adam Parks. Adam Parks had to tip it onto the crossbar.
Right,
It was Woodcock there with a shot, the substitute. Exceptionally saved there by Adam Parks, I must say.
10, 9 and 8 off.
Right, that helps. Thank you. I'll get that announced in a second. So that's the one I need to do. But I won't do it when there's a corner about to be taken.
Well, Jeremy, I'm not sure if you saw much of that save, but Adam Parks, my days, what a save that was.
Yeah, no, I didn't, to be fair, because we're trying to figure out the substitutions. But once the ball goes, right, now I can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, a further substitution for Hanwell. We have just figured it out. 14, Joseph Waite is also on in place of number 8, Matt McKenzie.
A little bit shocked with those subs in, Jeremy.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised in the sense that they're looking for a reaction. Because from their point of view, they've been on a great run of form recently. They would have fancied their chances down here today, and they've not had a good first half. Gosport have been have had a very good first half. And so what the manager is looking to do is to shake things up. And what better for Chris Moore to do than shake it up by three changes. So Gosport now are going to have to figure out what that means tactically. They have just conceded a free kick. Gosport trying to get down the other end and extend their lead there, but a free kick conceded. So tactically, it's interesting. We'll have to try and figure it out.
Well, we've already seen a little bit of the substitution. Callum Woodcock there. We did get on to the end of the cross. Yeah, Adam Parks doing fantastically well there to keep it out, as Hanwell are instantly looking to get back into this game. Ashley Yearwood winning it inside his own half, as Bradley Tarbach's clearance did take a little bit of a slicing, as it does go out for a Hanwell throw. Very deep inside this Gosport half, probably around 25 yards out, as it's going to be Carr taking this throw on the near side. He's got Miles and English both near him. Instead, tried to pass it forward into Pendlebury. Pendlebury couldn't really handle it there, as it has been hacked away. Cameron Murray this time trying to head it away, but it's been chased down by English, headed forward there by Miles, but I can't work onto a Hanwell body as Harry Lee looks to clear it. The clearance does work onto the shoulder of Ashley Yearwood, but Bradley Tarbach steals the ball, playing a through ball into Dan Wooden in his right-hand channel. The striker holding the ball up nicely there for Gosport bodies to flurry forward. And now Danny Hollins, the player manager here at Gosport, passes left into Rory Williams. Williams left into Noir Shuku in this far channel. Noir Shuku up against Miles. Can he get the better of the left midfielder? He turns, he passes back into Williams. Williams with a ball in towards the near post, but outstruck leg there. I want to say from Nditi. Did see it go into the pass of Besant in goal there.
No chance that was a back pass. That was more of a block. A back pass has to be intentional, and that certainly wasn't.
Oh, yeah. Well, we saw that in Ipswich, I want to say, recently in the Premier League. It's like watching one of those, you know, the I'm going to say clickbait thumbnails, but they have 12 players on the line. But in this case, it was real. Well defended, yeah, by Wolves. Ipswich versus Wolves, that was. But yeah, luckily we haven't seen one of those here today. It's actually would come down the left-hand channel, trying to get the better of Miles there, just running it out. A good defending there from the Hanwell man, seeing it ushered out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I have a feeling the second half, if you remove the scoreline, I think the second half's going to be a lot more even with the changes that the Geordies have made here. Because obviously what Chris Moore is looking for is a reaction, and their players have been sent out. Interestingly, they came out of nearly a full 3 or 4 minutes ahead of Gosport Borough. So clearly harsh words said in the away dressing room during the break. And the players have been charged with trying to get back in this game.
What do you think Liam Day said to his players at half-time?
Keep doing what you're doing. It has to be, really, because they're watching Hanwell here, though.
Woodcock striding forward, he passes it into Pendlebury. Pendlebury having his shot blocked there. Now Gosport looking to take it away. Bradley Tarbart takes it into Noir Shuku in this far channel. Noir Shuku passes into the legs of Duncan, who did get a little bit further forward there, making sure Ashley Yield can get on the ball. But Roy Williams winning it midway inside his own half, passing it into Ashley Yield. Ashley Yield looking to dink a ball across into Dan Wooden. Dan Wooden controlling it. He's got Tarbart arriving on the overlap, but instead switches it left into Ashley Yearwood. It's a heavy hit pass. Ashley doing well to keep it in play on the far side before eventually Carr arrives and wins back possession for the visitors.
Yeah, that wasn't the pass we were looking for there, but Gosport have got the ball back.
Noir Shuku coming forward for Gosport. His pass is well intercepted there by Woodcock in the centre of Hanwell's half as he passes out wide into Wilson in this right-hand channel. Back into Woodcock there. Woodcock looking forward, dinking a ball. It's intercepted by Joe Morrison. Well read there by the Gosport centre-back. As he passes it into Tarbach in the centre circle. Tarbach, he's got options right and left. It looks like he's going to go right into Harry Lee. Harry Lee using his pace to get a little bit further forward. Harry Lee doing a few step overs and cutting outside. Can he get a cross away? He can't as he passes back into Tarbach. Tarbach can get his cross away. He can't find the head of Dan Wooden. Well headed away there by Duncan. And well cleared actually there by Hanwell.
Yeah, the Geordies look a lot more shored up at the back now, I've got to be honest. Gosport continuing to attack impressively, and the crossing is sublime. But Hanwell a lot more alert to it this half.
Definitely, and Pendlebury coming forward for the Geordies there. He was brought down there by Cameron Murray, the referee awarding that free kick. It's quickly taken there by Ndidi, but the referee said a little bit too quickly there. As it's pulled back. Wonder if it's still going to be NTT taking this. Looks like it may be Miles.
Yeah, I think it might have been a moving ball, actually, which is why the referee pulled it back. But here we go. See what Hanwell can do.
But they're coming down this right-hand channel. It's Carl with the ball. He's got options arriving in the middle of the box now. He passes it into Duncan. Duncan tried to float it over the head of Ashley Yearwood, but Yearwood just hack it away from the danger zone there. Put back into the danger zone there by Woodcock. The ball just pinball between the two teams. A diving Dutchie headers it forward into Dan Wooden. Gosport looking to counter. Brad Tarbach has it inside this Geordie's half. He's coming down this left-hand channel with a lot of space now. He's up against Nditi. Can he get the better of Nditi as Cameron Murray makes a run towards the left wing to help him out? There are appeals that it did come off of Duncan there on the far side. Tarbach winning those appeals, so it will be a pretty deep Gosport throw-in.
Yeah, need to keep the momentum moving here, Gosport. They've got the lead, and what they don't want to see is the momentum switching Hanwell's way, because the longer that continues, the chances are that the visitors will find a foothold in this game and change the complexion of it. So Gosport, I really think, need to try and find a third goal, which I think
would just kill it off.
Well, potentially, but I'm not going to say that for definite, but it would certainly give Hanwell an absolute mountain to climb.
Well, 8 minutes have been played in this second half. Gosport still leading by those 2-0. Looking in the Southern League, I wonder if any of the scores have changed. There has been a goal, and that is in the Chertsey game. Chertsey leading 1-0 against Gloucester City. Gloucester, I'm pretty sure they've already got a pretty firm hand in the playoff spots.
But yeah, they're firmly entrenched. Gloucester, yeah, they're firmly entrenched in the playoff spots. I'm having a look as well, James, see if anything's changed.
There has been a
Shoaling
red card
equalised.
in the Bracknell game.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, the score's not really changed too much.
No.
I'll get you the championship scores in a minute, but Hanwell, they're on the attack here on the far side. It's their substitute, Pendlebury, on the far side doing well to keep it in play. He passes it into English. English looks up. He passes it into Woodcock. Woodcock delivers the ball, and it's well gathered there by Adam Parks, which does give me enough time now to get you some of the scores in the championship.
I think 7:41 is the gate. I've just seen Craig. I've read Craig saying to the chairman 7:41. So I think
pretty good.
Yeah,
considering Pompey are playing.
I think the lit reading was right.
There has been a good atmosphere today here at the AI Stadium. I can start to hear the drums playing. Trying to look out for Pompey's score. Pompey did miss a penalty 8 minutes into the game. Will they be ruling that at the end of the game? But currently it is goalless against Derby. In the other games that could have a big impact on relegation, Plymouth did beat Sheffield United 2-1. Cardiff versus Stoke is still goalless, but Pompey may be more happy with this result as Luton are currently trailing 1 goal against Blackburn. Back on this game, as Cameron Murray, he passes it into Yearwood. Now Namadine Shuku outside of the box, trying to sort his feet out there, but couldn't really do that. So he passed back into Dutchy Hollins. Now Harry Lee forward into Tarbuck. Tarbuck looking to take it past the Hanwell number 3. What can he do here? Tarbuck cutting outside. He delivers the ball in towards the near post. Ashley Yearwood tried to flick it in towards that near corner. In the end, a foot wide, but not a bad opportunity. And once again, coming from a Tarbuck cross.
Tarbuck has been outstanding for me today. Brad has been one of Gospel's top performers.
I'd have to say so.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Oh, he's just been running constantly throughout the whole game, winning balls, playing balls into the middle. Yeah, he's been excellent today. Definitely a strong contender for the Man of the Match award.
Hungerford has scored at Marlow, but that's a little bit of a dead rubber, that game, really. Marlow already relegated.
Tarbuck coming down the right-hand channel, up against Nditi. What can he do here? Oh, that's a great sliding challenge, though, from Seabrook, who does go sliding in. Yeah, the referee has blown up for it. I thought it looked like he got the ball.
Yeah,
but
so did I, to be fair.
Yeah, Tarbuck has gone down. Be a good position for Gosport with his free kick. Seabrook does not look happy at all with the referee. He's having words. Tarbuck's still on the floor. Yeah. Needs to be careful here.
Seabrook, 6. Oh, 3's on that booking, yes.
Well, Ashley Yearwood and it looked like Danny Hollins are the 2 players currently hovering over this free kick. Right at the Hanwell penalty box, literally a yard or so away from the box, the 18-yard box that is. What can Gosport make of this free kick? I dare to say, could Ashley Yearwood even go for a shot with this range?
No, he can't. Not from this. I think it's got to be indirect. Danny Hollins is behind it. So what's he going to do?
Hollins with his free kick. He's going short into Tarbuck. Tarbuck couldn't just quite get his shot across, but he is going to loop a deep ball in. Can it find Charlie Vosner? It can't, as it has been headed away only as far as Ashley Yearwood, still outside that 18-yard box. He skims the ball across into Noir Shuku. Noir Shuku cutting inside of Carr, and he does just enough to win Gosport that corner. Gosport fans behind the Hanwell goal definitely starting to really get into this game as Gosport still leading by those 2-0. It's a short one into Cameron Murray. Cameron Murray back into Yearwood. Yearwood into Noir Shuku. Noir Shuku lining up a shot. It's in the back of the net. Noir Shuku scoring past the crowd of players. Somehow that's worked past Bezin. And that is Gosport's 3rd of the game. A well-taken corner, something we have criticised this season. But the set pieces in this game have been nothing short of exceptional. Namadine Noir Shuku on the edge of the box, striking past the crowd of Sky Blue players in the back of the net. Gosport 3, Hanwell 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Gosport Borough scored in the 58th minute. The scorer, number 17, Namdi Wachuku.
Well, that was quite nicely well taken.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Wow.
This is as convincing as it gets for Gosport.
What's happened?
This is
I don't know. This is a
convincing as
different
it
team.
gets, but I tell you what, if they don't secure their safety today, then that would be a travesty, because what a performance this has become from Gosport Borough now. as James is tweeting. So we're about to get this game back underway, and I think Gosport are going to be making a change. And Alfie Stanley has been called, so he's being prepared to come on. So possibly I'm thinking for Dan Wooden, because he's not been very well the last couple of weeks, but yet he has been playing. The game's back underway. Gosport Borough 3, Hanwell Town 0. As we approach the hour here at the AEI. Borough fans, do not scratch your eyes, do not unblock your ears. You did hear this correctly. It has been a performance to savour this afternoon. James is doing his tweeting thing. And Hanwell coming back now. There they come down the right-hand side. It's now or never for the Geordies, really. If they are to get something out of this, they need a goal straight away. Cross comes in. It was a challenge by Joseph Waite, the number 14, but it's an easy catch in the end for Adam Parks. So Gosport now have the 3-goal advantage they were looking for. Alfie Stanley going for another run. But it does appear that he will be introduced very, very shortly indeed. Parks kicks long down the pitch towards Asher Yearwood, but he is beaten in the air there by Dwayne Duncan of the Geordies. Now, Gosport are firmly in control of this one, folks. Hanwell, if they are to aspire to get anything of it out of this game, will need a response, and they'll need it quickly. So James is coming back shortly, and I'll hand you back to him now. A back pass to Parks, which puts the goalkeeper under a little bit of pressure, but he deals with it very, very well. And Gosport now, the ball running forward, but not really by design. It was more by sort of inadvertently, accidentally, which again then puts Besant, his opposite number, under pressure. James.
And Jeremy, I'm starting to ask the question now. Today, we're being relentless up front. We're making the most out of all the chances we have taken. Why haven't we seen this throughout the whole season? Our last few games, if we're being honest, toothless up front. Today, the complete opposite of that.
Confidence. I think the season hinged on one Wednesday morning in January when the previous management made their decision to leave. Substitution for Hanwell, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be for Hanwell. It will be the number 12. Chris Regis, yeah.
No, he's already off.
Number 6, I reckon.
Can't see.
11. English.
Cameron English.
He needs to do us a proper.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hanwell Town substitution. Coming on number 12, Chris Regis, replacing number 11, Cameron English.
Yeah, he needs to do a proper rotation.
Yeah.
It would help, yeah.
And I just wonder if that's the case of fresh legs now. But yeah, returning back today, leading 3-0 in the 58th minute, I want to say, here at the AEI Stadium.
Confirm that attendance. 741.
So a pretty comfortable attendance today, albeit with Pompey, a huge game today on the South Coast. You would think that would have taken a lot of fans away. So yeah, I'd say that's a very good attendance here at the AEI Stadium.
Next stoppage in play, I'll get that out over the PA to the crowd. But yeah, you're right. I think with Pompey playing such a crucial game, that is a really good gate here, to be fair. Because our games always do get influenced by whether Portsmouth are at home or not.
And you know what? I do think the Gosport fans need a lot of applaudance as well. It's been a turbulent season, especially the second half, but the attendances, the support, it's remained the one constant throughout the whole of this season.
Yeah, the attendances and the support have been good. Here we go again.
Quickly taken free kick there by Dan Wood, and it worked into Asher Yearwood. Asher Yearwood with a little bit of a pass backwards from Namadine Nawalshuku to get onto the end of. But Cameron Murray picking up a ball just outside of the centre circle, inside his own half, passes centre into Asher Yearwood. Yearwood with an outside of the boot pass across into Nawalshuku, and Nawalshuku just losing it there to Ndidi. Now Hanwell might have a chance to come forward. Can they find a goal? Could they even find a way to get back into this game? At the moment, it's looking pretty unlikely. Roy Williams snatching the ball, coming forward now for Gosport. But it was Ndidi there getting in front of the ball, making sure he couldn't progress any further. Hanwell, every time they do come forward, it's just being instantly stolen, Jeremy.
Yeah, that's testament to Gosport's defending this afternoon. It's been very good. It's kept them at bay. The longer it goes at 3-0, they will start to Hanwell, their heads will start to drop. So that's why I think possibly the next 5 to 10 minutes are absolutely crucial. If Gosport can keep a clean sheet throughout the next 5 to 10, then the more it swings in their favour. Whereas if it goes the other way, then all of a sudden, then the comeback's on, and yeah, it could signal a momentum shift.
An offside
Good
there
time to get the
for the
attendance
Hanwell
out.
substitute, which was Pendlebury there on the far
Gosport
side.
Gosport sub. Stanley.
Number 9.
Dan Wooden.
So
The
will
one I
be Dan
expected.
Wooden coming off. In replacement, it will be Alfie Stanley coming on.
Ladies
Dan
and
Wooden
gentlemen,
getting that
Gosport Borough
standing ovation.
substitution. Coming on number 11, Alfie Stanley, replacing number 9, Dan Wooden.
He deserves that round of applause, Jeremy.
Yes, he does. And ladies and gentlemen, the official attendance at the AEI Stadium this afternoon is 741. 741. Thank you very much for your support.
Yeah, I think he's definitely up there for a contender of man in the match today, Dan Wooden, after that first half. Not too much to do in the second half, but the first half definitely warranted it.
Well, as I said a little earlier, the listeners probably won't be aware of it, but he's been struggling with a chest infection for the last 2 weeks. So I didn't think he'd last the 90 minutes today, but he's done exceptionally well. Well. So James is tweeting, Gosport just trying to come forward with a long ball over the top, which Wasmer just tried to nod back forward. There's a little bit of ball in the air territory at the moment for both sides. Tarbuck on the right-hand side just stops, checks, switches in time to Asher Yearwood. There was an attempted 1-2, which Hanwell broke up. Harry Lee now just plays the ball back to Charlie Wasmer, who looks up, sees a few options in front and behind, goes ahead to Yearwood, who's on the right-hand channel here. The overlap from Harry Lee, but he switches it inside to Tarbuck. Tarbuck making a drive and a cross pass out to Lee on the right. Now Harry Lee stretching the play. And Yearwood looks up. Cameron Murray inside him to help. And Gosport keeping possession with some lovely football here at the moment. Yearwood a few yards out from the edge of the area, just being ushered slowly backwards by the Hanwell defence. The ball slipped inside, but Hanwell do break the move down and now have the opportunity to counter-attack themselves. But not, I'm afraid, like that. With the ball breaking out for a throw. It should be a Gosport Borough throw, in fact, with Harry Lee the taker.
Well, it's going to be Harry Lee taking this throw-in. Asher Yearwood making a run towards the throw-in taker there. The referee wasn't happy with that throw-in, so Harry will have to take it again here. Lee looking for the same option again as he passes directly into Asher Yearwood. But Hanwell pinching the ball here. Now Hanwell have a chance to charge down Adam Parks. It was Pendlebury charging the keeper down, but Adam Parks keeping his composure well there and lifting the ball over the attacker into Roy Williams.
Few goals going in the Southern League, so we'll get to that in a minute, James.
Well, definitely. I think they could be very big.
It's interesting.
But ball has been worked into the left-hand channel. Excellently controlled there by Carr. And Carr with a little bit of a cross-come shot there as it swiveled right of Adam Parks' right post there.
Okay, so the goals going in. Marlow have found an equaliser against Hungerford in a bit of a dead rubber. But crucially, in the playoff race, Dorchester 1, Walton and Hersham 0. Olaf Consella on the hour from the penalty spot. That's a massive goal in the playoff race, that one. Still AFC Tottenham 0, Tiverton 1. That is a real turn up for the books.
Wow.
Chertsey still lead Gloucester. Marlow, we've done that. Merthyr Pool still 1 apiece. Plymouth have scored at home to Sholing 2-1. Now they lead. Taunton Town 1. Havant and Waterlooville 0. How about that one?
Now that's the one we like to hear.
That's a massive one in terms of the playoff race as well. But still no goals down in Dorset between Wimborne and Basingstoke.
A ball has been flicked forward into Bradley Tarbuck, right of the penalty box. He delivers a looping ball in. It can't quite find Alfie Stanley, but it has rolled back into Tarbuck. Another chance to have another cross in. Being flying rockets continuously inside this Hanwell box. But instead, this time he opts to pass back into Charlie Vasmer. Now Roy Williams into Joe Morrison. Joe Morrison just taking his time outside of the centre circle. Lays a pass forward into Roy Williams. Williams into Noir Shuku. Noir Shuku tries to lay a ball into Asher Yearwood, but Asher Yearwood was tripped there. Yearwood not too happy, but the ref says play on there. I'm not sure he had a great eye line there.
Something and nothing, really. But play goes on.
But Jeremy, let's return back to those Southern League scores. Having and Waterloo losing, Dorchester capitalising off of that.
Yeah.
You would have to think that could I think that does knock Havant and Waterloo out of the playoffs.
We'll have a look at if we stay on their error a little bit at the end of the game, we can go through the ramifications at the moment, Merthyr will certainly know that Tottenham are losing at home. They will know that. So they are going to be pushing to beat Poole. So that would more or less get them over the line in terms of the championship.
Talking about the championship, we have some very bad news for Pompey fans. Derby County have taken the lead against Portsmouth on the 71st minute. That has literally just gone in. Colby Bishop being punished for missing that penalty. Returning back to this game, it was Hanwell's Daniel Carr who did go for a cross. It has been floated over the Gosport crossbar. Terrible news for Pompey.
That is going to suck the life out of Fratton Park, isn't it?
It really is. And especially with the other games, Plymouth beating Sheffield United, that's tightened that gap. Luton, they're currently trailing 1-0 against 10-man Blackburn. And the game at Cardiff versus Stoke has resumed after taking a stoppage there. It is goalless in that one. But Pompey, that could very well be make or break for their season. You do have to wonder.
It's going to be, as it stands, incredibly tight down the bottom of the championship. But so really we're just looking at also the ramifications in our very own league as well. I'll keep checking to see if there are any further goals. At the moment, it's all as you were.
Well, returning back to the game here at the AEI Stadium, Gosport cruising in this one, leading by those 3-0.
I say that. No, sorry. False alarm. False alarm. False alarm.
Got my heart racing there, Jeremy.
Sorry, false alarm. False alarm.
You know what? Football terms, other than the Pompey score, it's been a pretty good game. I've seen Arsenal, they've just announced their lineups against Brentford. That will be kicking off, I want to say, probably at 5:30 around that time. But Adam Parks has his set piece right of his own penalty box. Just going to take his time now with this one. No real urgency to take it as he launches a rocket inside this Hanwell half. Ashley Yearwood currently shielding the ball away from Seabrook there, losing possession. But it has gone out for a throw-in, just a little left of the right corner flag. Looks like it's going to be left for Harry Lee to take it.
20 minutes left here, James. And you just sense now that the game is starting to drift with Gosport 3-0 up. Hanwell doing their best, but Gosport are at the moment containing them. But I think if Gosport can get to the last 15 minutes at 3-0, then
why not go for 4-0?
Yeah.
Well, if they get another, then it certainly is all over, without a shadow of a doubt. But there's still 20 minutes to do something for Hanwell.
Why don't you think we've seen Hanwell at their full best today? Oh, Pompey have got to go back against Derby. That is very good.
Size of relief all round, I think.
Yeah.
Size of relief all round.
Yeah. Well, that is great.
They needed it.
Can Pompey go on to get the win there now with the 3 points as Bradley Tarbuck storms inside a Hanwell pass, playing the ball right into Alfie Stanley, the substitute. Can he get his name on the score sheet? Going for a goal, but it hits a back heel there of Seabrook. Rolls back into Gosport possession with Harry Lee. The Gosport 18 flicks forward. Cameron Murray chasing it. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he can down this right-hand channel. The Gosport number 20 with his red boots passes back into the Brighton loanee, Harry Lee. Harry Lee flying in this game as he passes back into Cameron Murray. Murray passes it into Hollins. Hollins lifts it over the Hanwell defence. It's chased down by Harry Lee. Harry Lee pulls back for Alfie Stanley. Stanley took a rifle out goal. It went straight down the throat of Bezant. But once again, we're seeing more of that free-flowing play.
What
Lovely
a
from
wonderful
Gosport.
move that was. That was absolutely gorgeous football. It really was. And it just deserved a goal, but Stanley unable to finish. But Gosport, this is more like it. Could be, yeah.
Well, if we see more of this next season, we'll be very happy. But Danny Hollins lost possession there to wait there, the substitute. But the pass has gone straight into the gloves of Adam Parks. Harry Lee passes it into Tarbuck. Tarbuck turns. He's got Alfie Stanley in front of him. Tarbuck does well to take a pass, passing it into Alfie Stanley. Alfie Stanley a little bit delayed there. Didn't see the run of Tarbuck.
Massive goal in the relegation battle. Winchester have equalised at Bracknell. 1-1.
That's good. To be fair, I wouldn't mind Winchester staying up. Nice local one for Gosport fans.
That's huge.
I'm pretty sure Bracknell are down to 10 men as well. So can they capitalise off of that?
At the moment, of the bottom 4, none of them are losing.
I was going to say, I think that means Gosport can't guarantee safety mathematically today.
Well, we'll look at it at the end, but none of the bottom 4 are losing at the moment.
Well, Gosport, I'm sure they won't mind that too much after this stunning performance as Nawashiku skipping past Hanwell defenders, making it look so easy.
But I'll tell you what,
nonchalant
James,
run.
just changing subject briefly, none of them are winning either. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
Tiverton are, but they're the only ones.
Williams with a ball into the middle. It's been hacked away there by NDT.
Yeah, they need it.
Well, we have to try and get back to match GCSE with this one.
It looks like a sub's on the way.
Well, Joe Morrison inside his own half. Lifts the deep ball in. It can't work onto Bradley Tarbuck.
Another week for another game, so yeah, that's
Yeah, you would have to think there must have been something big that has changed here at Borough. Well, Harry Lee trying to win the ball back for Gospel. It's been well headed in there by Waite, just on the byline, but his header is pretty meaningless in the end. Rory Williams on the far side.
Pope
passes it into Stanley. Stanley getting the better there. He passes it into Nawashiku. Nawashiku headers back into the former Pompey man in Alfie Stanley.
That it would. Well, we've got 15 minutes left here, listeners. 3-0 Gosport Borough as things stand. And yes, keeping our eye on events elsewhere. But Gosport pouring forward again, James.
Once again, it's that man, Bradley Tarbuck, who is leading the line as he passes back into Nawashiku. Nawashiku striding down that left-hand channel. He's got Alfie now in the middle, but he can't make the most of his pass as a deflection to take it to the gloves of Beslin. And we've got more bad news for you, Pompey fans.
No.
It's a roller coaster at Fratton Park.
Right, isn't it just?
13,000 are watching on BBC Sport. It's an own goal from Atkinson on the 75th minute. That is terrible for Portsmouth. Just when you thought they could get back into it, no, they can't. That's just typical Portsmouth for you.
Well, they've got to turn that around. They've got to turn that around.
I think there must have been a swap. Portsmouth for Gosport in form.
Here we go. Here comes the change.
Well, the change is we're going to see youngster Ethan Jones come on.
Ethan Jones.
In replacement, we're going to see
For Rory.
Rory Williams.
Williams coming off.
Where is he? Oh, there he is, yeah.
It looks like he's going to be giving the captain armband to Charlie Vasma,
Yeah,
who has had an impressive spell today in defence, also getting his goal today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gosport Borough substitution coming on. Number 12, Ethan Jones. Replacing number 3, Rory Williams.
Once again, Jeremy, coming off to a standing ovation, another player who deserved it.
Yeah, he's had a brilliant game today, Rory. And crucially, it's game time for young Ethan Jones here. Gives him a chance to show the management what he can do, state a case for next season, because if safety is secured today, then it is all about next season now. The last 3 games will be a formality, and that is if it's secured today. I'm not much in doubt of what's going to happen here, but it's whether the results elsewhere add up in the right way. At the moment, they are almost perfectly aligned, but that's a terrible mistake. Good save, and another good save there. A terrible mistake from Brad Tarbuck. Almost allowed Penderbury, Joseph Waite the first chance, and Gosport still having to defend for their lives, all from one mistake from Tarbuck. It just shows you it really isn't over until it's over. And that really, with Joe Wade trying to lob the goalkeeper, who was sold short by Brad Tarbuck, terribly. But Alfie Stanley at the other end now, folks, is charging into space down the right-hand side. Wachuku now, the number 17, on the right-hand side, and Stanley legs it inside him now. Tarbuck, whose mistake led to that, and spell of pressure for the opposition. Hollands, the player boss, now 20, 30 yards from goal, switches to the left-hand side. And Gosport just keeping ball. The sort of momentum's come out of the move that Gosport keep ball effectively. And Harry Lee drops the ball back to Hollands now, who just tries to pick Yearwood into space. Can Yearwood do something with it here in the area? Goes down!
The referee's given it.
The referee has given a penalty.
I didn't see much of that,
I'm
Jeremy.
really not sure on this one, folks. I'm not sure on that one. Not sure on that one, but the referee has given it. The referee was on the spot. He had a good view. I think it might be going down as they've been given in that category. Gosport won't care, they won't argue, but I think Hanwell will be slightly aggrieved with that, if I'm honest.
Well, I was going to say,
But
who could we see taking this penalty?
gonna be
Maybe give it to
Yearwood.
Alfie for a bit of confidence,
No,
but
Yearwood.
Ash has
Actually,
got his
Yearwood.
hands straight on this.
But he's up against Sam Besant, who is probably one of the most experienced goalkeepers in the division. So this is by no means assured. It will take a good penalty to beat him.
Well, at the start of the broadcast, we mentioned how his dad made a crucial penalty save in the
we've
FA
been
Cup
there and
final.
done that, haven't we? But let's see
Maybe
what
not so
happens here.
significant here, but
It's not assured yet. It's going to take a good penalty to beat Sam Besant here, I think. The decision's been and gone. Not open for debate anymore.
what can
Yearwood
Ashley
just has to
Yearwood?
keep his head here.
That's the Gosport number 8 who
Here he
steps up
goes.
for this penalty.
Not much of a run up. Takes 2 steps back.
Yearwood
Jigs,
steps up
and
it's
it's been
saved
saved.
by
There you
Besant.
go. I did say it would take a good penalty to beat Sam Besant. It wasn't a good penalty.
That's a
And
dreadful penalty.
Hanwell
Yeah.
will probably feel that it serves them right.
You know
to
what?
be fair.
Yeah, I was going to say. But you have to ask questions of that penalty. Just 2 steps backwards, no power
Yeah,
whatsoever
it was
behind
too
it.
relaxed, and Hanwell at the other end now coming at Gosport, and if they do get a goal now, the effort there from Chris Regis just lofted over the bar, and Gosport living dangerously, because really they could have gone from 4-0 up, being 4-0 up to 3-1, and we still got 10 minutes to go here. The longer it goes at 3-0, the better it is, but change for Hanwell.
Their
last one.
16's going to be on.
But who is going to make way? 6.
6 for 16.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hanwell making their 5th and final change, coming on number 16, Will Hall, replacing number 6, Harry Seabrook. So Hanwell have made all their changes now, James, and 3-0 it remains to Gosport with 9 to play. Back to you.
Well, maybe Gosport can add that 4th to the game. We did miss the penalty. Bit too similar to Pompey in that case, missing the penalty.
Yeah, well, it was
Although I
too
don't think-
nonchalant. It was
exactly.
too blasé, really.
It felt too much
Tottenham have
like
equalised against Tiverton.
that's
there you
great.
Go.
That might have mathematically done it. Yeah,
So that means now that none of the bottom 4 are winning, which is good news for us as it stands. Have equalised at
that's
Taunton,
not so
Ruben
good.
Swan with 20 to play. But as things stand, it means the bottom 4 are all now drawing rather than winning. And that's good news for Gosport Borough.
well, maybe
So as
it's
things
good.
stand, that means, as things stand, I want to reiterate that 100% Gosport will be safe this afternoon.
Would that not just be brilliant if Gosport could guarantee safety today after what has been an emphatic performance here at the AEI Stadium, leading by those 3 goals to 0. Charlie Basma with the first, Stan Wooden with the second,
Yeah, not
and the
quite.
third well
But the goal
scored. Oh, I'm going to have to
difference,
break away as Ashley Yearwood was chasing down the
Top to
ball.
win, really, with Tiverton on 41.
Just me a message.
We're all just trying to work out what's
could
going
do
on
with a top-
with the table.
Steve, we could do you.
Yeah, that really could be a Gosport Borough.
Marsh Shiku
Tottenham
playing a
win
good
there.
pass back into Yearwood there. Yearwood tussling for the ball against Duncan in this left-hand channel. He passes it into Ethan Jones, a Gosport youngster, and Jones a little
bit too keen there,
yeah.
wasn't he? Yeah. But yeah, we could really. It's not quite assured yet because that would put Tiverton on 41 points, 9 adrift of Gosport with 9 to play. It would be a real mathematical riddle because their goal difference is considerably worse than ours. However, you want it to be beyond all doubt. So if Tottenham could do Gosport a favour in this circumstances, that would.
Mars, I want to say, either way he's taking it. As it's Woodcock there, who's striding forward, but he runs into trouble with Harry Lee. And Harry Lee, I think, is another player who deserves a lot of credit today with the way he's been resolutely defending and making some good overlaps with Tarbar.
Another goal, please.
Do us a favour and get another.
Stanley chases down Besant in goal. Can Stanley add
Well,
his
that
name
was
to
a
this
Europe
goal
front.
sheet? He hits a deflection. Sam Besant's, well, aimed clearance just drilled straight into the young Pompey striker. Well, a former Pompey striker. Now Charlie Vasmer, he can win possession.
dear,
Joe
he's in
Morrison
trouble there.
went very high into the legs of Pendlebury.
Yeah, I think Charlie's in a spot of bother there. That was late, and it was
Yeah,
a
that's
little
not
bit.
It was from Joe.
Oh, sorry, Joe Morrison. Yeah, sorry from Joe, my mistake. But either way, the sentiment's the same. It was late, and it wasn't great.
I think that was more of a tactical foul there. Last Gosport man, and he will be seeing a yellow card.
There's no argument about it.
No, of course not. Of course not. 6 to play here at the AI. Gosport Borough 3, Hanwell Town 0. Gosport Borough missing a penalty, a highly debatable penalty anyway. I don't think it was, personally. Hanwell would agree, I'm sure. But either way, Asher Yearwood far too blasé with a spot kick, and it was saved by Sam Besant. So it didn't matter in the end.
There's a latest score that we want to look at. Merton have gone behind against.
No!
Well, I was going to say, we've just had a big scoreline in the
Oh,
Southern League,
no.
and it does involve Merthyr. The Welsh side have gone behind in that one. Will they be losing 2 consecutive weeks? That free kick here at the AI
And
Stadium, it was
Winchester has
Wise
scored.
who has drilled
Winchester
it
has
in.
scored.
So Winchester leading 2-1. Could that very well be? We mentioned that statement, make or break.
So we're
Could
not
that be
safe
applied to
yet.
Winchester?
We're not safe yet.
Tottenham have got a second.
That's
goal
good
against
news for us.
Tiverton. That's really thrown
That's
things
work then.
That's good news for us.
We're getting all the goals here in the
But
Southern
we
League.
need Merthyr to do us a favour now.
That Hanwell corner drilled in towards the near post. It's been headed away there by Danny Hollins. Alfie Stanley claims he should have won a foul after having his ankle trod on. Ball has been drilled back into the danger zone. There are appeals for a penalty.
No, it hasn't updated itself on the league website yet, but
I'll try and get, flash score on the 90th minute. AFC Tottenham have taken that 2-1 goal lead against Tiverton. Winchester, obviously we said it there, they're leading
Yeah,
back
still
by those
tight,
2
still
goals
not
to
there.
1. That's frustrating.
Yeah, it's the goal difference.
The goal difference would do it, wouldn't it?
It should.
As
But
long as we don't. Yeah.
No luck. It'd probably be a difference of 1 goal that we
Well,
needed to guarantee for safety.
gonna see.
Ashley
I
Yearwood's
mean,
penalty.
this still hasn't updated. But yeah, it's confirmed. Tottenham leading Tiverton now. Paul at Merthyr. That is some scoreline. Really.
Yeah, Pat and Joe working their miracles.
Yes, they
but
are
still
indeed.
another 20 minutes, so a long time in football
And
terms.
Ezio Toure, who's been their talisman, has got it. So, so Merthyr really need to get, if they want to win the league, as Tottenham now winning, Merthyr now behind, they've got to respond to that. They have to respond to that.
And I wonder if this just gives a little bit of a glimmer of hope for AFC Tottenham involving that title race.
Change
But Gosport
coming for
will be
Gosport.
making that change. It's going to be, I want to say Jake Cope, it looks like the player coming on. Although Finn, I think it could be both of them.
Well,
Finley Will-Smith, he's
we've
already
only got
dressed.
2.5 minutes to play, and I reckon they're going to put them both on, personally.
Oh, Jones capitalising off a mistake there from White. And now Ethan Jones storming forward. But a good sliding challenge there from Nditi did win it back for Hanwell. Now Nditi looking to try and clear his lines after that great sliding challenge. He does just do that as Miles on the far side takes it forward, passing back into Nditi. Nditi with a high ball over this Gosport midfield, but doesn't get past Joe Morrison, who headers it back for Gosport possession. Now Cameron Murray lifting a ball. It can't work onto Asher Yearwood. It can find Alfie Stanley, though. Alfie Stanley skims it across into Bradley Tarbuck, coming down this right-hand channel. He's got Nawar Shuku down the right.
Sweet Caroline.
No, let's not do that. I think simply the best is a good one because that was a really good performance.
Yeah.
And we're not there yet, but yeah, we do need Sweet Carolines if we survive. I think if we get survival today, but that's going to depend on Merthyr if they can get back in against Paul.
Come on, Merthyr.
That's the equation. Winchester are winning.
Well, it's going to be Joe Coke coming in for this game. In replacement, it's going to be 17.
Who's had a good game?
Yeah.
He has been good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gosport Borough substitution coming on. Number 14, Jake Cope. Replacing number 17, Namdi Wijuku. He has indeed.
just been lively all game. Barney needs a replacement. What can Jake Cope do here? Oh, it's Ethan Jones on the far side. As we were just saying there, getting a little bit manhandled there, having his shirt pulled. Actually, had taken his throw now.
Yeah, Paul, don't forget the Merthyr game's behind anyway because they're a late kickoff. But James is tweeting, so we've literally got 30 seconds of normal time. We haven't seen a board for added time yet, but Gosport, unless we have an absolute and utter catastrophe, should be over the line by now. But we've spent a lot of time over the last 5 minutes looking at the connotations of results here and elsewhere. A long kick, goal kick there from Sam Besant. There's a ball coming for stoppage time. What's it going to be?
I reckon you're looking at 3 minutes.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has indicated there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time. 3 minutes.
Well, Jeremy, I think that's just little enough to hold on to our lead.
Right,
yes.
As it stands, that's us on. That would be us on
50, but yeah, it's Paul that are stopping us from staying up at the moment because that puts them on 41, doesn't it? 42. 42. Yes, so it's not enough of a gap.
Yeah.
We need Merthyr to chop them down.
Difference.
Well, yeah, I know, but if Merthyr can get back in that, which they're going to want to, because otherwise Tottenham are gaining ground in the Championship.
Maybe that title race isn't just finished
No,
yet.
I don't think so, because if Paul hang on to that, that's a massive result to stay up.
Yes! And Pompey have scored
Pompey
a
have
late
equalised,
goal
thank
in the
goodness.
Championship.
Thank
That's
goodness for
great
that.
for Pompey fans.
Yes, thank goodness for that.
Not very good for him.
A sigh of relief.
No, we're not there yet. Pompey could do with winning that.
Yeah, if they could build a bit of momentum now. I think it was in the first minute of added time. So yeah, brilliant there for Pompey. Well, let's just hope Pompey can hold on
Winchester
to
has
that
scored
point.
again, 3-1. Winchester has scored a third.
Blimey, there's so many late goals today.
Yeah.
So many late goals, which could have
Yeah,
massive
so-
ramifications.
Yeah, Plymouth 3-1 up against Sholing. Oh, Swindon has scored against Froome, so that's another one of the bottom four that aren't winning.
Good for
And
Gosport then.
Wimborne have scored against Basingstoke.
Right, it's Jake Cope going down the right-hand channel. He's
So
got
they're
Bradley
in the drop
Tarbuck
zone.
on the overlap. Tarbuck coming down in a man-of-the-match type of performance today. He's just taking his time. So he passes back into Jake Cope. Cope, as he's passed dispossessed there, it's being chased down by their
Come on,
substitute.
Merthyr, we need you to
Regis.
do this.
The only positive is their kickoff was heavily delayed, so
Yeah, we're in
could
the
they
last
find a late
minute.
goal?
Yeah.
So what are we playing? What have we decided?
What do we want to do?
What are we going for?
I'd say simply the best size to move up. Nah.
Oh,
yeah.
I can play
Oh, a
simply the
goal
best
kick
players.
from Adam Parks, just narrowly unable to work onto Ashley Yearwood, instead gone into the glass of Bezin. We are in the dying embers of this game.
Simply the best, and then Sweet Caroline.
And that's the next question here in the
Literally
press
in the
box.
last
What do we
30
play?
seconds.
Yeah. You are 30 seconds.
Cameron Murray returning back to the final moments in this game.
What?
Jake Cope loses
What?
possession on the byline.
No.
Losing possession
Nah.
there into Wilson.
Nah.
Wilson trying to take it past Alfie Stanley and Murray, but in the end passes all the way back into
Here we
wide.
go.
And there's, I thought that was a full-time
So did I.
whistle, but one from the stands clearly.
Right, we can probably
A fake
kill that
whistle
now.
there.
Let's have the scores, can we?
Yeah.
And there is a final whistle here at the AEI Stadium. That is a huge win for Gosport Borough, as we have beaten Hanwell by 3-0. You do have to think, what connotations could that have at the bottom of the table?
Thank you very much.
There
for
are still a lot of
support
games
today, ladies and
going on,
gentlemen.
still at the bottom of the
home
table.
season-
Merthyr
home
still
season
playing
will
against
conclude
Poole.
on Bank
That
Holiday
is the game
Monday
we are all
when we
currently
entertain
watching
Hanwell
out for.
Waterlooville at 3 o'clock. So Monday the 21st of April, 3 o'clock kickoff. And we will
Let's
bring
get you
our
some of
home
the scores
campaign
and
to
results
an
from the
end.
Southern
Right,
League
let's
then.
get you the scores in the Southern Premier Division South as we have them. Some very
You'll hear it
interesting
from
ones,
Jeremy
I can
now.
tell you. AFC Tottenham 2, Tiverton 1, Bracknell 1, Winchester 3, Chertsey 1, Gloucester 0, Dorchester 1, Walton Hersham 0, Marlow 1, Hungerford 2, Merthyr 1, Paul Town 2, Plymouth 3, Sholing 1, Swindon 1, Frome 0, Taunton 1, Havant 1, and Wimborne 1, Basingstoke 0. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for outstanding support this afternoon. Lovely to see another great crowd this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will see you on Bank Holiday Monday.
Jeremy, what a win that is for Gosport.
That's massive. That's massive, James. And so you're doing a tweet. So the Gosport players have gone to applaud the fans away to our right behind the clubhouse end. So now we just have to wait to see whether Merthyr can get an equaliser, because if they do, that's the magic sequence we need. And I think that's done then. But we'll have to wait and see, because that game's behind. So we shall see. But Gosport, that's the performance they needed. That's the performance they needed. I'm just trying to get something from Merthyr now to see what's going on in that game.
Well, Jeremy, before we look at the other scores in the Southern League, let's return back to that game. I think Gosport, that's got to be one of the best games I've seen from them this season.
It's one of the best performances for me. Well, Merthyr have got 11 minutes to play and they're still losing.
So mathematically, I'm not sure we are safe just at the moment. But after that win, I think it's more or less in the bag for Gosport. Hanwell look exasperated after that. Just did not show up at all following their 2-1 win over Merthyr last week. We definitely didn't see that side today. Gosport are the team full of credit. But I don't think it's worth hanging on to the full 11 minutes, so we will end the broadcast. Hopefully in 15 minutes I'll have another post guaranteeing our safety. Come on, Merthyr. And final words from us as always, up the borough.
Yeah, but we're not quite there yet. All the time that's the same, we're still not there. And it'll go to next weekend.